Right there. All of that. Perfect.
And do more, make everything come into your thighs and butt versus that pounding of the calves.
That's it.
Okay? Careful with speed. You just outrage your fear.
Meant to be held back against this knob to where most of your hand is off the handle. The more of your hand off the handle, the better. What we're doing is creating a lever. The longer that lever is, the more the mechanical advantage we get from that, the less work we have to do to get that cable to actually rotate around our body. And also, with nothing in our hand, it allows our grip, our hands, our forearms to be able to relax while we're doing the jump rope portion. And if it's a grip intense workout, it can actually become a time of recovery that could help you to perform better in those other elements. From there, what we think about is keeping our forearms stationary. If we can isolate the handle and let that lever work for us, then we can do less work as we're moving through that workout. If we start to choke up on that handle, or if we start to let those handles point out to the side, it always ends up turning into a rotation. If we're rotating the handles around, we're now using arm and shoulder. The problem with that is it tends to be very fatiguing, inconsistent, and those sorts of things cause us to fail. And so when we keep our forearms stationary, that consistency generally can help us to be more productive. We're using less muscle. If we're using less muscle, we should be able to have a fuller, deeper breath, which is going to help control our heart rate. And so we have a lot of positives by not using all of our arms to rotate. Good. Good. Rate of jump or cadence. We like it to be really pretty slow. We equate speed in the jump rope to weight on the barbell. We're not going to bring you in here and put a bunch of weight on the barbell and just say, hey, lift it up. We're going to build really good skill and form at a light weight. And then as we build the skill and the strength, we add weight. We want to build really good skill and form before we ever begin to add speed. The faster we go, the more precise we need to be. And if we don't have the skill, we simply don't have the precision. And so we're setting ourselves up to fail. We maintain a nice slow tempo as we build the skill, helps us to be more productive, and then we can add in the speed later on. And so tempo, slow. Timing is simply where the cable is relative to your body when you jump. Notice that her feet stay under her hips. She's not trying to pull or move her feet out of the way. Her forearms are stationary. And then that light little flick with the handles and the jump happened when her cable was here at eye level. And so that's it. Her double under looks exactly like that. The cable just ends up moving faster around together. That little flick and the jump so that they always happen at the same time. And then the third was the jump itself. When we're transitioning from singles to doubles or doubles into triples, the more consistent we can make our jump in that transition, the better success we're going to have. When we change the jump, if we go from a lower jump and we jump higher for the double or higher for the triple, then we instantly change that tempo. When our tempo changes, we're gonna have to adjust that timing on the fly. And so when we start changing multiple things, we're end up confusing our system. But when we can keep the same jump, our tempo stays the same. That means our timing and our everything stays the same. And so that consistency helps us to be more productive. So, first thing, I like the tempo, the jump is good, timing is good. But those handles facing out here to the side, like you're kind of pulling your elbows in, I want you to relax a little bit more. If we're doing functional fitness, what in life do we do in this position? Really nothing, right? Stall after every single double under. That stall in the cable, the slowdown is what actually gives you time to land and then bound for the next double under. If we don't have stall, when we land all of that speed in the cable, it's simply going to hit us in the feet before we can get back off the ground. Well, it tends to be very awkward for most of us to make or let that cable slow down in the middle of accelerating it to do double unders. But if we go from a double under, fast moving cable, back into the single, slow moving cable, and we keep that same jump, the slowdown in the cable from double to single is the exact stall you need to link doubles together eventually. So we reset, take as many singles as you need to be set, so that we can be successful on the next double under.
Versus just letting the handle do the work for you versus trying to. The intensity of the handle. Jump remains consistent and stay in the same position. He just adds intensity to put his doubles together.
The more consistent that your jump is between the single and the double,
It's so smooth when you guys like I do get fatigued. That's why when I do it, I go right to
let's see what's happening and we'll go from there. Okay, so off the bat, 2 different things that I would think about. Looking straight ahead. Pick something at eye level. And so if I'm just looking over there, there's really nothing. And so your tendency is to look down. And when you look down, we break. So that's stressing our lower back, and we don't have the same power when we're jumping from here as we do if we're stacked. So if I look like at the TV or at some word on the whiteboard, now I have something I'm looking at, so I'm going to be less likely to change the attitude of my body. Second thing is, we always want to see our handles in our peripheral vision. So your handles are here, and that automatically is making you rotate from the shoulder. If I have my hands far enough forward that I can see them in my peripheral vision, they kind of automatically start to face forward. But then from there, I'm acting like I'm throwing them across the room. So it's this motion rather than this. Yeah. Yep. So those 2 things. Look forward.
Hey, so tell me your name.
Laura?
Laura, all right. And so we'll go over here.
Hey,
Hey,
Hi.
say your name.
I'm Tim.
Tim. And so if somebody wants to purchase gear from Mute Sports, and they're not actually coming to the gym today, where do they get it?
Mutesports.com or mutesportsequipment.com.
Okay.
Everything that we have in person is available online, and the shipping is there. It's all calculated by weight, so.
Yep. Would you rather them buy from your site or from Amazon?
Either one, really.
Oh, really? Doesn't matter?
Yeah, whatever's best for you is totally good with us.
I like
'cause
that.
Either way, it's shipped.
Do you have a travel schedule they can find where you're at? They want some in-person
Our
work?
Facebook has an events page part of it, and so it's Mute Sports on Facebook, and it has all of it as we book events.
Okay.
We go ahead and put them on, and we're all over the country. So.
Oh, wow. Yeah. All right. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, sorry.
So guys, we're finishing up here with Tim. He's actually got a couple more classes at the gym, but I have my guys have asked a couple questions in the gym, and you've been doing this forever. So what are some 2 of the most popular things that either people ask or that would be most helpful for someone to know?
Pretty much across the board, slow down.
Ooh, I like
people
that.
always want to go fast. They watch the people that are better than them at jump rope, and they're moving pretty quick.
Yeah.
And so we want to be like that person that's better, so we move quick.
So when you say better, and you were watching all of us jump in the gym, I mean, I'm not going to throw it out there, but I was probably the best person doing double unders.
Second best.
You're supposed to say, we didn't agree to that. Okay, so slow down. I like that. What would be something else that is valuable for people to know?
Really pay attention to the timing. And what I mean by timing is where is the cable in relation to your body of when you actually jump.
Okay.
And so what we look at as timing is when your cable is rotating around your body, we want to jump or accelerate the cable, both of them, when the cable is straight in front of you at eye level.
Okay.
And when we do that, it's gonna transition for obviously the single unders, but double unders, triple unders are gonna benefit from that same timing. If we look at a planal view from the side, as my jump rope cable is higher than eye level, it actually starts to become closer to my body. So if I accelerate it above eye level, I start to distort the cable or
So
deform
slow
it.
down and timing.
Yep.
Slow down and timing. And then how important is it to have a jump rope that actually is set for your body?
Super important.
So just randomly grabbing the jump ropes that I've got stored on the side,
it could work.
it's okay, but it's not ideal. It's like, So,
so
if I don't know, randomly, if I'm 5'8", I'm taller than that, but if I'm 5'8", roughly how long string do I need?
About 85% of the ropes that we build are 3 feet more than your height.
Oh.
And then from there's some that are longer and obviously some that are shorter.
Sure.
But what we look at to actually determine the perfect length of cable, when you start doing single unders, the cable should be hitting the ground 12 to 14 inches in front of your toes.
Oh, good.
When you're doing double unders, if that same person, same rope doing singles then into doubles, that cable's going to be hitting the ground 8 to 10 inches in front of your
Yeah,
toes.
sure, that makes
And
sense.
so that's what we look at to determine the perfect length of cable. Longer than those, when we start to add speed, when we do build skill to add speed, it will want to start to bounce and catch our toes.
Right.
And shorter than that, as we fatigue, we all tense up in the shoulders and upper body. Well, now the cable's too short and we catch our toes prematurely.
Right. So I've been telling, well, we did some coaching the other day, and I was telling people, breathe and relax. If you can make double unders or single unders a active rest, it'll change your life here.
It will.
But it was like I was telling them, don't count, just breathe. And so if they didn't count, they could breathe better. But they try to count and breathe, they got messed up. So it's interesting. Slow down to go fast. It's kind of that smooth as slow. Slow as smooth, smooth as fast.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
So let's say somebody else that's not at our gym, or even someone at my gym, wants you to come visit. I own a gym. I'm a member at a gym. How do I get you to come visit our gym to give us some coaching as well as to sell cool stuff?
Super easy. You just contact us on our website, mutesportsequipment.com. There is a link to send an email to us and just say, hey, we want you to come and visit. We're scheduling constantly to visit different gyms. We travel all over the U.S., so we can come to your place. You can also message us through Instagram or Facebook. We're very active on both of those, and so we'll definitely get back to you.
If somebody wanted to make a pilgrimage up to North Georgia to your personal home gym to get ropes made for them in person, is that something they could do?
Generally, no, because
you'll got there.
we're not usually there.
But if they sent you how tall they are, you could make them a rope.
Oh, most definitely.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
All right. And see how we can help you be better, more skilled, more efficient with the jump rope, whatever. So what we'll do is we'll pass that memory rope to you guys. We'll stay somewhat close to go 10 minutes. Yeah, jump some. How tall are you?
5
Double unders?
Yes.
How many consistently?
I mean, my peer's 70, so.
Okay.
So I actually have one of yours, so I just need to get the red one too, is what I'm looking
Okay.
for today.
So let's see. You were 5'4". Okay. So let's.
That's cool. Good deal.
There. We'll let you play with that one.
All right.
Did she get you? Yes.
So are you saying that your height matters for the jump rope you get?
It does. We start with 3 feet more than your height, and then we watch your hand position. So wherever
That's so
you're
weird. So
actually-
having a rope that actually matches your body and stuff is probably good.
Yes, very
That's
important.
so strange.
Super important.
Yeah.
Who'd have thunk?
Who'd have thought that?
Definitely. All right, guys. We'll go ahead and